Surveillance.
You asked me to start taping again because you realized there was something really important you forgot to say.
Yes, I want to impart the whole real aura. There's an emotional change from being here. I was here my whole life. And I was little and everything.
I've seen the change go since '83.
I would be, I'm off tape. I would be able to stash something on the property. I own
We'll just
property.
go over here. Just
and
go over here and sit on
snuff
the...
out.
Just go over here and sit.
They're trying to do some kind of snuffing out of people.
Here, we'll sit here. We're slower.
Who support that free Abbott Kinney kind of goal of a bohemian, pure artist little region, little area where everything is natural and free and you're not restricted and you're free to be unusual, free to be whatever.
There you go.
I can't get, it's weird focus on the camera. I got the wrong picture. These are implants in my teeth.
Oh, jeez. You were
I'm
trying
not
to
kidding.
make a point, though.
Be careful about going to the dentist.
Your point.
So my point is that I used to be free to stash something, and now there's people that rake through. I mean, there's like theft like crazy, and that's people that are homeless, people that are or they throw it away. I left something somewhere, and I found it in the dumpster.
Or they come and take it right away from you.
Two suitcases. And then, and they're eliminating. I can't hold this thing. I can't do that. I'm not into that part.
All right, okay, all right.
That's my point. And now there's a sense of true risk, true suspicion, true, like a threat in your own community that people are watching it and everyone's a nasty attitude. We're artists on Friday mornings. We go back and take our stuff off the boardwalk because they're going to clean the sand. Or something.
Clean the sand.
It's like, I don't know. They're so paranoid about something they won't communicate the situation. I would never be here if I weren't doing art. People are just, they're letting drug addicts sort of just nestle up against the wall. It's very strange. It wasn't like
well, it's the drug and the sex traffic.
It used to be artists would vie for these spots, and then they maybe were drinking and they'd stay overnight, and you stay overnight just keep your spot, and so you have a bag of clothes and a bag of paints.
You could sleep on the beach at night without being harassed.
And you had also a nice tent area that's like a football field of completely unused space, and perfectly natural sand where people could tent and break it down during the day. Even if they broke it down and lined them up along that
When did they stop doing all the tents? When did they stop that?
I think when that one building went in. It was very controversial. It was black and white building.
So that was about 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
Right on the cusp.
Because I remember when I came here in '83, you could.
And then the building itself is unsavory, I think. But anyway, it's just.
So are some of the people who live here now too.
And the whole coast is impacted by other activities going on with Naval and NASA. They got magnetic activities. They're using their submarines off the coast all over the place. And it's very tenuous. The Earth is literally, we're having these waves. People think they're earthquakes. They're really not. They're sort of oceanic, vibrational reverberations that are affecting the coast. And so, I mean, so many people's ceilings are caving in and stuff like that. Just small risks.
Underground explosions through the water will do that too. They will create tsunamis, an atomic blast. Yeah, let's just call it what it is.
Blowing up. You know, submarines blow up.
Well, shit
happens. They don't make it
happens.
sometimes. They're a nuclear submarine. It's a bomb. So we're in a dangerous time on those respects. And people forget that. But anyway, so there's the paranoia. Maybe that's the insecurity I mentioned earlier. But this place is now very tense, very kind of looked on. The cops roll through, cars actually on the board. It used to be horses.
More gangsters.
Cops came through on horses. And this gang thing, I don't know what that's about. I don't even know what that's about. I don't know what that is. I've been in a house and in an office for 20 years. And it's like, it seems ridiculous.
Don't forget Hell's Angels.
But
everybody, and the Russians, everybody's fighting for a piece of this drug and sex cartel.
You can have lunch on Rose Avenue, and before you could hardly get to Lincoln, it was crowded with so many people in cars. So things are really beautiful in Venice still, but there's this veil of something.
And how about all the kids you see show up on the beach that last a couple of months and then they vanish? Where do they go?
This I don't know. This is a realm that I'm really very focused on my art.
You
and
do
I
know
try
you're just being so diplomatic to not talk about it, but that's okay.
Well, no, because I don't have the information, but I did hear that some women got drowned. I'm not sure if there was rape involved, but like 3. There was some
but
kind
you've
of
heard of women
series
being raped by
along the
police
beach.
officers.
Well, I don't know. On that I have heard as well. That
From other
there have
homeless
been
women?
Incidents that
Where they've been abused.
It gets a little wild at night, and chicks are wild, they're on drugs, they're naked, cops run into them, and who knows what happens. I mean, people are people, and it's not a comfortable realm to be in, because
I know it's uncomfortable talking about it.
It seems that there's no discipline at the top, so they don't have anything to worry about. If they're doing that, they got nothing to worry about. They're not going to get busted. They don't have, no one will tell.
They're not protecting and serving.
Yeah, because there's no leadership.
They're enforcing their own form of justice. Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Kelly.
You got it, love. I'll see you soon.
You can
Be
try
blessed.
your method, but I think that there's going to be some more serious action taken in the next few years, maybe the next 10 years.
Oh, I guarantee you there's some action
that have been
coming
snuffed
down
out that were good guys, and the good guys are getting nailed, and they're going to wake up.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Believe me. They got a shitstorm coming for me and some others. I know some people who are lining up for this shit. It's going to be... I'm just concerned we're going to end up having another Rodney King. We're going to have another Rodney King thing going on if we're not careful in this town. It's turning into a firecracker again. Get involved, little girl. Keep it safe. Just tell it like it is from the streets, man. It's a different picture than you really understand from the news, and from what you understand, from what you've read, and what you've heard, and what you think you've seen. There's a lot of very bright people out here who are not drug addicts. They're not crackheads. They're artists. They're entertainers. They're people who have just burnt out on society and have decided to live off the grid and try and take in some of the vibe of California and nature at the same time. But then there's the whole gangster realm here that has accelerated dramatically in the time period I've been here since I first got here. When I came out with NBC in '83 on some assignments for some undercover news stuff that I was working on at the time. I had no idea we were doing that stuff that was with the Department of Justice to the FBI. That was something they forgot to disclose. There's a lot of times in my government and networks I've worked for have forgotten to disclose certain key details, and then I found out later and would go back to certain executives and go, really? And be told whatever line they were told to tell me. That was the period where NBC sold off all the radio divisions because of the whole thing they were having me fly around the country doing, which was a tremendous learning experience. I wouldn't have traded it, even if I'd known going in what was attached to it, but it would have been better, I think, to know I had, because there were some blindsiding moments that happened later when I was at ABC with other people and we were watching it break on NBC. And long story, I'll explain it some other time, not right now. It's actually getting to be too much of a distraction from the key point of what's going on right now. I am taking time to heal. I do a lot of healing on beaches. I grew up on beaches. I grew up in northern Michigan, and water has always been clean water. And beaches and have been part of my whole life since the beginning, and hiking and camping in mountains and growing up in woods and forests and blazing trails. So there's no irony that when I moved from Michigan that I wanted to move somewhere warm. I had wanted to move to California since I was 10 when my dad turned down a job to move here with Procter & Gamble, which I thought he was surely insane at the time. And while he may have been, it was his decision, and it was his story, and God rest his soul, I wasn't as close with him as I sure wanted to be. But the moral of this story is that even from childhood, I knew my mission in life, in addition to doing television and film and being a part of a legacy of world leaders from politics and religion and nobility and royalty and knights and lords and whatever. And it's ironic because there are other family members of mine who obviously either have looked up a different family history or weren't clued in. I don't know what other family members may know, because I have been in touch with hardly any of them for years. By their choice. The only time I hear from most any of them is when they want something or need something or someone died. Great. There are a few I'm still close with. They know who they are. We talk as often as I can squeeze in with all the other fun and frivolity I'm having off-grid. It was never my choice to go off-grid. It was advised to me multiple times for many years. And I did go off-grid in the past. God, I'm still so pissed about that. Thanks, Ed, much more, you FBI piece of shit. And the White House entourage who helped tube me in '99. And Adam Leibtroy and the people from the CIA who were involved in all of that. Along with the Night Souls and DOD and Lockheed Martin. You guys really wanted my stuff bad, didn't you? Wow, the living hell you put me through in federal court. The living hell and the distractions. Just so you could steal all that technology and all those assets. The record still exists, boys and girls. Who made this stuff? Who helped put all this together? Who's owed? Yeah. And I don't think the statute of limitations runs out on this stuff because of how you obtained it fraudulently. And use the strong arm of the government to force your way. I don't think that's allowed under any laws. But, you know, I'll have my day between now and the end of time. I have no doubt. As I will have my day on this beach. For those who are new to the beach, wake up. I'm not. And I know a lot of people here. I even know where bodies are buried. So, you're messing with the son of a beach? Many have tried. Look who's still standing. Okay? Don't play with me, because I'm not in the mood to be toyed with. I'm on a mission. Had clear conversations with the State Department, diplomatic security services, protective intelligence investigations. I know very clearly what the directives are and what I need to accomplish. And I also know what I need to do for me. It's not like you guys have always had my back on everything. That thing called plausible deniability, where you hang me out to dry or make me look like a douchebag whenever you'd want to mess something up. Like the Russian intel hack worldwide that happened well before the fucking elections that could have avoided all the hacks on all the other elections. worldwide, but you know, you guys wanted to put a lid on it. As did the FBI and several others, DOD. I can go down a list. You had others at the party because you were all notified. All notified. Since it was set up by the CIA in my house. By John Masuski. John, you and I are going to talk before the end of time. I guarantee motherfucking it. Along with Melissa English, there's a list of you people who are going to talk with Uncle Kurt between now and the end of time. I don't give a shit if it happens now or at the moment of your death, but we're going to have our time. You can bank on it. I keep my word, and you know I do. See you soon, bitches.